It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati, and you're a part of...
Jim Carrey is back in the headlines, but this time, it's not about a new movie role or a quirky interview.
Here's the thing, it's not our world.
None of this is real?
Nope.
So you're just passing
We don't
through.
matter. We don't matter.
Oh.
If you go to a
It's about something much darker, and fans are seriously worried for his safety.
newsstand and you read about me in these rags, you know, 90% of what you're reading is absolute garbage. It's total fabrication. Really? Check it out.
The man once known as Hollywood-esque.
Is that a gang sign? Have you,
Oh, like you don't know what it is. You don't know what that is.
I have no idea.
You don't know. Jimmy Fallon doesn't know. David Letterman doesn't know.
We don't know.
All the comics and show business don't know what this is. Right? Yeah.
Go to Funny Guy has suddenly become the center of a storm filled with chilling claims about the Illuminati and the hidden forces.
I wanted to find the most meaningless thing that I could come to and join, and here I am.
They're
I
celebrating.
mean, you got to admit it's completely meaningless.
Well, they say they're celebrating icons inside.
Celebrating
Do you believe
icons,
in
boy,
icons?
that is just the absolute lowest aiming, possibility that we could come up with. It's like icons. Do you believe in icons? I don't believe in personalities. I don't believe that you exist, but there is a wonderful fragrance in the air.
You don't believe certain icons have the power to make change, to think differently, to be bold, to inspire others? Artistry? You're one of them.
On the good foot. Ha!
That lurk in the entertainment industry.
And I'm sick of it. I want everybody to be in on the joke, man. You know what I mean? Like, for years now, talk show hosts, people on television, people in sitcoms have been hired by the government to throw you off the track, to distract you, to make you laugh and stuff like that, make you happy and docile so you don't know what's really going on.
And here's the shocking part. Carrey wasn't just cracking jokes.
Jimmy, seriously, the time is up. People are hip to this kind of stuff. I'm here tonight to blow the lid off it, to be the whistleblower. I'm sick and tired of the secrets and the lies.
He flat out declared that the Illuminati doesn't just influence the spotlight, it controls it. According to him, celebrities aren't just entertainers, they're pawns.
Blower. It is the secret symbol of the Illuminati.
Smoke and mirrors meant to distract the public while something much bigger, and much scarier, plays out behind the curtain. But it gets even darker. Carrey has claimed that when he tried to expose what he called the truth, powerful forces moved in to shut him down, silencing him and destroying the unstoppable career he once had. At the time, most people brushed it off. They laughed and said, "Oh, that's just Jim being eccentric." But now, fans are revisiting those cryptic interviews and bizarre moments, whispering that maybe, just maybe, Jim wasn't rambling. Maybe he was sending out coded warnings for the whole world. Was he laughing through the pain while trying to tip us off to something sinister? That's the question everyone is asking right now. And the deeper you dive into this rabbit hole, the scarier it gets. Each strange comment, each unsettling gesture, points to one chilling possibility. Jim Carrey wasn't losing his mind at all. He might have been risking everything to reveal how Hollywood really operates. And believe me, this rabbit hole isn't just deep, it's pitch black. Every new layer makes the mystery surrounding Carrey even more disturbing. Think about it. His name has always been tied to laughter, iconic roles, and outrageous characters, from The Mask and Ace Ventura to The Truman Show. But somewhere along the line, the tone shifted. The goofy comic was replaced by a man wrapped in controversy, speaking in riddles about shadowy forces and illusions. A man who hinted that fame itself is a trap, a carefully engineered illusion meant to manipulate the masses. Carrey has made it clear through cryptic interviews, shocking late-night appearances, and unapologetic commentary that Hollywood isn't just about art and entertainment. To him, it's about control. It's about keeping audiences distracted while real power moves quietly behind the scenes. And now, fans are wondering if he was blackballed, not because he lost his touch, but because he spoke too much truth. So was Jim Carrey really spiraling into madness, or was he bravely trying to pull back the curtain on Hollywood's biggest secret? Rather than dismissing Hollywood as shallow entertainment, Jim Carrey began positioning himself as something far more dangerous, a whistleblower. A man willing to shatter the sparkling facade and call out the web of lies hidden behind the glitz and glamour. One of the first signs came during Fashion Week. Carrey stunned reporters when he appeared on the red carpet and, with an unsettling calm, declared the entire event meaningless. "None of this matters," he said flatly, rejecting fashion, rejecting fame, and rejecting the very idea of celebrity itself. The clip went viral overnight, leaving fans split down the middle. Was this enlightenment, or a breakdown in real time? Carrey's words carried a spiritual edge, as if he was reaching for something beyond the Hollywood circus. He argued that identity is nothing more than an illusion, that ego, fame, and success are traps keeping people from real peace. "I don't believe in icons," he once declared. "I believe that peace lies beyond personality." For some, these statements sounded like wisdom. For others, they sounded like a man screaming for help through cryptic riddles. Then came the moment that cemented his reputation as Hollywood's most unpredictable truth-teller, his infamous appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Instead of cracking jokes or promoting a project, Jim walked onto the stage flashing a triangle-shaped hand gesture, the symbol long tied to the Illuminati. The audience gave a nervous laugh, unsure whether to clap or cringe, while Kimmel himself looked visibly rattled. Carrey leaned into the moment, insisting that he was there to blow the lid off the so-called secrets of Hollywood's hidden puppet masters. That interview is still replayed today, dissected endlessly in YouTube clips and Reddit threads. Was Jim trolling? Was he unraveling? Or was he risking everything to sneak forbidden truths into prime time? His delivery was razor-sharp, straddling the line between comedy and sincerity in a way that made people deeply uncomfortable. Nobody could tell if this was parody or prophecy. And that's exactly why the speculation took off like wildfire. Was Carrey mocking conspiracy culture with a performance piece? Or was he embedding coded messages in plain sight, hiding the truth inside comedy? Fans still can't agree, and that confusion only made the theories multiply. But Jim didn't stop there. He escalated, delivering an even more chilling claim that celebrities aren't just entertainers. According to Carrey, they're strategically employed as pawns, carefully placed to distract the public from far more urgent and unsettling truths. "People on television, people in sitcoms, they've been hired by the government to distract you," he declared. His tone was so dead serious that the laughter in the studio instantly turned awkward, like everyone realized the joke might not be a joke at all. Carrey's words dripped with a deep cynicism about the media, hinting at a world where entertainment isn't about joy or escape, but control. And that is when the whispers about Jim Carrey stopped being funny and started sounding like a warning. For some, Jim Carrey's bizarre statements were nothing more than another eccentric stunt, a comic pushing the limits of performance art. But for others, his words landed like a gut punch. They weren't jokes. They were confirmation. Proof that Hollywood's darkest whispers weren't just theories, they were reality. And when clips of his Jimmy Kimmel Live appearance spread like wildfire across YouTube, Twitter, and conspiracy forums, the reactions were jaw-dropping. Fans weren't just debating, they were testifying. One person insisted, "My sister was in the audience." Nobody laughed when he said this. That laugh track was added later to cover it up. Another wrote, "My dad was there, and trust me, Jim looked dead serious." Jimmy didn't look amused. He looked terrified. Others posted cryptic warnings like, "The best way to hide something is to place it in plain sight." And then came the shocker. Right after stirring the pot with his Illuminati exposé, Jim Carrey suddenly announced his retirement from acting. To casual fans, maybe it looked like a man stepping away to recharge. But to conspiracy-minded followers? The timing was far too suspicious. Was this really a personal decision, or was it the inevitable punishment for daring to speak out? Speculation spread instantly. Conspiracy circles argued Carrey hadn't retired at all, he'd been pushed out. Silenced. Blackballed by the very forces he had mocked on national television. The comparisons came quickly. Kanye West, Dave Chappelle, and other outspoken celebrities who claimed Hollywood's power players punish those who don't play by the rules. To Carrey's supporters, this wasn't retirement, it was exile. Even though Jim framed the move in his usual philosophical way, the theories didn't stop. He told fans, "I believe that I got famous so I could let go of fame." In his mind, celebrity wasn't a prize. It was a trap, a glittering cage that strips away individuality and repackages people into marketable brands. His words resonated with anyone who's ever looked at Hollywood and seen a machine, wealth and glamour on one side, but surveillance, loss of self, and fear on the other. But if Hollywood thought Jim Carrey was going to quietly fade away, they underestimated him. Because Carrey didn't vanish. He re-emerged in a way no one saw coming, through art. With a 6-minute mini-documentary titled I Needed Color, Jim shocked the world by showing a side of himself fans had never seen. Gone was the manic comedian. In his place stood a man painting with raw emotion, channeling years of turmoil into canvases that filled his home from wall to wall. This wasn't comedy. This wasn't satire. This was Jim Carrey unmasked, vulnerable, contemplative, and perhaps finally free. In a follow-up interview with Culture magazine, Jim Carrey even joked about his sudden disappearance from Hollywood. With a sly grin, he quipped, "People were wondering where I went. The truth is, I was spirited into the forest by a sprite, and you really just follow it when it happens." It sounded whimsical and strange, but underneath the humor was a man openly admitting how far he had pulled away from the suffocating machine of celebrity. The documentary I Needed Color, directed by David Bushell, gave audiences a front-row seat into Carrey's private world, a world overflowing with massive canvases, neon strokes, and haunting faces splashed across walls. His home was so filled with paintings that he confessed to using them as furniture, even eating meals off them. But this wasn't just a quirky pastime. For Carrey, painting wasn't decoration. It was therapy. It was rebellion. And for many, it was salvation. The film explored themes of heartbreak, spirituality, solitude, and the desperate search for freedom, all filtered through Carrey's restless imagination. Gone were the silly faces of Ace Ventura and the manic energy of The Mask. Instead, fans were confronted with something hauntingly different, a man stripped of Hollywood's armor, bearing his soul with a paintbrush instead of a punchline. The shift was so stark it left many disoriented. Watching Jim Carrey hunched over a canvas in silence, painting with raw intensity, was almost surreal. But it worked. It didn't just reveal a hobby, it revealed a reinvention. This was Carrey refusing to play Hollywood's game anymore, stepping into a new identity entirely of his own making. And for those who believed Carrey had been exiled from Hollywood for speaking forbidden truths about the Illuminati and the hidden hand of power, I Needed Color felt like more than art. It felt like defiance. A bold statement that he didn't need the stage, the studio, or the spotlight to stay relevant. He had built a platform that couldn't be censored, packaged, or silenced. Jim Carrey's willingness to confront uncomfortable truths about fame, about control, about the very nature of identity itself, has made him one of the most fascinating and controversial figures in modern Hollywood. His story refuses to fade because it exists at the crossroads of comedy, chaos, and conspiracy. And with every cryptic comment and strange reinvention, fans are left asking the same haunting question: was Jim Carrey really losing his mind, or was he risking everything to warn us? What makes Jim Carrey so captivating isn't just his talent, it's the contradiction he embodies. On one hand, he's the beloved comedian who gave us Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber, iconic performances that defined an entire era of laughter. But on the other hand, he's the man who walked onto late-night television and, with unsettling calm, claimed he was ready to blow the lid off Hollywood's darkest secrets. For some, these bizarre moments were hilarious satire. For others, they were terrifying glimpses of a man desperately trying to sound the alarm before it was too late. And for millions of fans, they left one haunting question that still lingers today: how much of what Jim Carrey said was a joke, and how much was the truth? His shift into art with I Needed Color only made the mystery deeper. Instead of zany punchlines, the world saw a spiritual seeker, a man wrestling with solitude, heartbreak, and the desire to break free from the suffocating noise of fame itself. It wasn't a retirement. It was a rebirth. A statement that he would no longer play by Hollywood's rules or dance to the strings of its puppet masters. And that's what makes Carrey impossible to ignore. He exists in paradox: comic genius, reluctant prophet, accidental whistleblower, and fearless artist all rolled into one. Whether you believe his warnings were satire, breakdowns, or coded truths, one thing is undeniable: Jim Carrey forced the world to look twice at Hollywood's shiny surface and ask the forbidden question: What really lurks in the shadows? So what do you think? Was Carrey simply eccentric, or was he warning us about a system far darker than we ever imagined? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned, because this story may be finished, but Hollywood's secrets are far from over.